So you say statistic defined as the science of collection. Statistics defined as the science of collection. Science of collection. Statistics defined as the science of collection, comma, recording. Science of collection, recording. Presentation. Presentation and interpretation of numerical data, interpretation of numerical data. So if we talk of numerical, we mean they are in numbers, they are in numbers. So what is data? Data, umefanya computer. Data is what? Data is a raw fact. Data is a raw fact. A raw fact which do not have any meaning, which do not have any meaning, raw fact which do not have any meaning. Like if I tell you like maybe it's X plus Y, then I live like that. That's a data, okay? You never understand what X refer to or what Y refer to, okay? But then if I tell you that I equate it to something, like maybe to 5 or 6, at least you'll be able to know that X plus Y is equal to 5. Then if I take X is equal to 5 minus Y, at least now you are coming out with some sense. Are we together? Yeah, then you say, when data is converted into meaning, when data is converted to have a meaning, it's known as information. When data is converted to have a meaning, is known as information. It's known as information. Information that can be used to make an investigation, to make a decision, that can be used to make a decision, in an investigation, Another point, if all the item involved in an investigation, is involved in an investigation, then the investigation is known as if all the item is involved in an investigation, then the investigation is known as census. Which involve entire population, entire Population. So population there stands for total items, stands for total item or all the items that are available in investigation. Are you together? That is what we refer as population. That's what we refer as population. So if we investigate all the population, it is known as what? Census. It is known as census. Like our election, during our election, have you ever participated in election? General election. So that one is what we are referring as, and at least everyone is allowed to participate. Everyone is allowed to participate, or that census of counting people. Okay, that census of counting people, you know, we know it is a census because everyone is under investigation. Everyone in the country is under investigation. That's what we refer as census. That's what we refer as census. Then, if only part of the members, if a few part of the members, if a few part of the members are involved in an investigation, it is known as sampling. It is known as sampling. It is known as sampling. It's known as sampling. It's known as sampling. It's only few members of the population are involved in an investigation. It is known as sampling. Okay. Yeah, which is selected sampling. Sampling, and a few members selected to represent the entire population are known as sample. A few members selected to represent the entire population are known as sample. They are known as sample. They are known as sample. They are known as sample. The entire population and a few members selected to represent the entire population are known as sample. So characteristic of this statistic data, characteristic of this statistic data, basic of statistic data number one, they are aggregated facts. They are aggregated facts. So they are numerically expressed. They are numerically expressed. Number three, they are collected in systematic manner. They are collected in systematic manner. They are collected in a systematic manner. Systematic manner. Number four, they are collected for a predetermined purpose. They are collected for a predetermined purpose. Predetermined purpose. So those are the characteristics. Importance of this statistic data. Importance of statistic study. Importance of statistic study number one. Help in supervision. The help in supervision. The help in supervision. Help in supervision. Number two, By the way, do you prefer on Thursday we have a cut or? Mnaona aje? Thursday tukue na cut, ndio? Tushasoma sana. Ama siku gani hamna class? Tushasoma sana. At least we can have a cut. Okay? Yeah, on Thursday tukue na cut. Ndio tujue tunaelekea wapi. Are we together? So far imebaki. Si tushafanya mambo ya probability, matrix. Hizo tulifanya. Probability tulifanya. Tujafanya probability? So far tukimada hii statistic, tumebaki na mambo ya descriptive data, then tuko nayo probability na nini na equation. Hizo ndio topic tumebakisha peke yake. So I want to test you to know kama hizi za mbele mlishika ama hamkushika. Are we together? Tunataka kujua. Kwanza nyinyi watu wa NEC. In fact hata mko na wiki ngapi? 1 ama 2? Yes? 2. So nyinyi hata kwanza mnafaa muende extra mile. You are not supposed to be attending only 2 weeks per class. Mnafaa mcreate time nitafute na maswali kila saa. Okay? Kama mambo ya theory ushasoma, ushajua. Okay? Kama ni mambo ya nini, mambo ya calculation, sasa ungekuwa tu unaletea hii imenishinda. Hii class una attend to for the added advantage. Lakini vitu mingi at least ungekuwa ushafanya nini? Single out, hapa niko na shida, hapa siko na shida, na unatafuta solution. Are we together? Yes. So important, number 1, they help in supervision. Number 2, so on Thursday, I'm planning for us to have a cut. Number 2, they are numerically, they simplify, it simplifies data, Number 3, it helps in comparison of data. Number 4, help in policy making. So what YTD? Statistic ama theory part of the nini kwa mtihani, it always composed of 30 marks. So it's upon you usome pia we ujue nini na una nini. Because that marks of that, it will be from theory part of it. So usione kama ni mchezo. It help in learning. So those are the importance of studying the statistics. So we said statistics is a method of collection, recording, presentation, and interpretation. So those are the classification of statistics. Are we together? So first of all, we want to start with the collection of data. How do we collect data now? Collection of data. Yeah, collection of data. So collection simply means gathering of data. So what are these factors to consider before you collect data? Factor to consider before you collect data. Number 1, the purpose and the scope of the investigation. The purpose and the scope of investigation. Number 2, the type of the investigation. the type of investigation, the type of investigation, the type of investigation, i.e., you are talking about either it can be primary or secondary. It can be primary or secondary. Number 3, talking about the unit to be used, unit to be used, unit to be used, unit to be used in the measurement of data, in the measurement of data. Number 4, degree of accuracy required, degree of accuracy required, degree of accuracy, degree of accuracy. Degree of accuracy required. Then number 5, talking about the cost and time required. Cost and time. Cost and time required. So those are the 5 factors you have to consider before you collect the data. You have to consider before you collect the data. Then after saying, data can be classified into 2. Data can be classified into 2. You have Roman 1, primary data. Roman 2, we have secondary data. Secondary data. Primary data, Roman 2, we have secondary data. So primary data, we say, this is the data which is collected for the first time. This is the data which is collected for the first time. It is original in nature. It is original in nature. It's original in nature. This is the data which is collected for the first time. It is original in nature. Original in nature. Then secondary data. This is the data collected by the investigator. This is the data. This is not collected by the investigator. This is the data which is not collected by the investigator. This is the data which is not collected by the investigator, but obtained from other sources. But obtained from other sources. This is the data which is not collected by the investigator, but obtained from other sources. But obtained from other sources. This may have gone through some new changes. This may have gone through some changes, hence not original. This may have gone through some changes, hence not original. Hence not original. Hence not original. So method of collecting primary data. 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 Number 1, we have observation. We have observation. Observation. Number 2, we have what? Interviews. Interviews. Number 3, we have questionnaire. Number 3, we have questionnaire. Number 3, we have questionnaire. Questionnaire. Number 4, we have what? Sampling. Number 4, we have sampling. Number 4, we have sampling. Number 4, we have sampling. So start with number 1. So what does the examiner want you to know about this method? To know the definition of a method, and also to know the advantage and disadvantage of that method. That's what will be asked in the examination. That's what will be asked in the examination. Write number 1, observation. Number 1, observation. Observation, you say, this is where the investigator observes the object or action as they take place. This is where the investigator observes this is where the investigator observes the object as they take place, or action as they take place, without asking any question, This is where the investigator observes the object or action as they take place without asking any question, Observe the object or action as they take place without asking any question, Advantages of observation. Advantages. Number 1, you say, by there I left out some assignment. Did you tackle those assignments? Ziko sawa ama? Ziko sawa? Number 1, data is highly reliable. Number 2, it is relatively cheaper. Number 3, it gives more relevant and accurate information. It gives more relevant and accurate information. Give more relevant and accurate information. Disadvantage of this information. Number 1, the presence of an investigator can make the perform in a different way. The presence of investigator can make the performer perform in different way. So, it does not produce accurate data automatically. It does not produce accurate data automatically. Number 3, electronic device may fail. electronic device may fail. Also, number 4, talking. It can only be used in unrestricted area. It can only be useful in unrestricted area. Then number 5, we're talking about it is labor intensive. It is labor intensive. It is labor intensive. Labor intensive. It's labor intensive. So those are the disadvantage of observation as method of data collection. Those are disadvantage of labor of observation as method of data collection. Number 2, we move to interview. Number 2, we move to interview. Interview as method of data collection. Interview as method of data collection. You say, this is where the interviewer meets the target person face to face. This is where the interviewer meets the target person face to face and direct or indirect question the person regarding the subject of the investigation. Meet the person face to face and direct or indirect question the person regarding the subject of the investigation. Advantages of this. Number 1, data collected is reliable and accurate. Number 2, the method is not labor intensive. This method is not labor intensive. This method is not labor intensive. Not labor intensive in that you don't need to go and observe so that you come up, but you can rely on what someone else has observed. So he's telling you what he saw. Are we together? Yeah. Then number 3, non-respondent rate can be minimized. Non-respondent rate can be minimized. Non-respondent rate can be minimized. Number 4, talking about question can be reframed and follow up for better results. Question can be reframed follow up for better result. So disadvantage of this. Advantages, number 1, talking require a lot of time and money. Number 1, require a lot of time and money. But 2, talking about non-suitable for intensive investigation. Non-suitable suitable, intensive investigation, for intensive investigation. 3, information can be limited or not. Number 3, the interviewer may not be qualified. The interviewer may not be qualified. Then number 4, the last one, it may be affected by biasness. It may be affected by biasness. Affected by biasness. Then number 3, questionnaire. Number 3, questionnaire. Questionnaires are method of data collection. Questionnaires are the method of data collection. You say a questionnaire is a standard list of questions relating to a particular investigation. Questionnaire is a standard list of questions relating to a particular investigation. It consists of 3 main parts. You have number 1, there must be a statement of confidentiality. Roman 1, statement of confidentiality. Roman 2, question on general issues such as age, gender, locality to the subject of the study. Question on general issues such as gender, age, locality. Talking about question on general issues such as gender, age, locality to the subject of study. Then number 3, question on specific issue. Relating to the subject of the study. Question on specific issue relating to the subject of the study. Another point. In order for questionnaire to be effective, it should be, Roman 1, in order for questionnaire to be effective, it should be, Roman 1, as short as possible. Roman 2, covers the entire scope. Roman 3, simple, yes, scope, covers the entire scope. Roman 3, simple and clear. Roman 4, not offensive or irritating. Number 5, not involving calculation or test of memory. If you go to collect questionnaire, please you prevent such question, not involving calculation or test of memory, test of memory, test of memory. Then number next, not leading question, not leading question. So example of leading question is not leading question. I'm talking about not leading question. So leading question are like, where were you born? When were you born? Okay. What date? What happened during those time? Okay. How many children do you have? When did you give the first child? And how did you take long? How long do you take to give the second child? Why? Okay. Those are the kind of the leading question you should avoid during the questionnaire. Are we together? If you go to collect data, just refer to the subject matter. You don't ask the leading question. Even if you have some questions that maybe are following each other, but you don't frame them as if they are leading questions, that you are aiming at something and then you are going deeper to get that something. Are we together? Yeah. And lastly, the question should have simple answers of yes or no. The question should have simple answers of yes or no. The question should have simple answer of yes or no. Question should have simple answer of yes or no. The question should have simple answer of yes or no. Then another point. There are three types of questionnaire. Number one, there are three types of questionnaire. Number one, we have dichotomous question. So say, these are questions that have only two alternatives. These are questions that have only two alternatives. E.g., yes or no. Yes or no. So you only have two alternatives. Number two, we're talking, sometimes we call them closed question. Sometimes we call them closed question because you are not allowed to give your own information. Are you together? Yeah, you are not allowed to give your own information, but you only have to answer yes or no. You are only restricted to that two. Number two, we have what we refer as multiple choice question. Multiple choice question. These are questions which have more than two possible solutions provided. These are questions which have more than two possible solutions provided. These are questions which have more than two possible solutions provided. And then number three, the kind of the question number three we have is the open end or essay. Open end or essay. Open end or essay. Or also we call them free answer. Free answer question. Free answer question. Free answer question. You say, this is where the respondent provide their own answer. This is where the respondent provide their own answer. This is where the respondent provide their own answer. This is where the respondent provide their own, and then that is the number three of Nini. So we got number four, sampling. We got number four, sampling. We got number four, sampling. Method number four, your data collection is sampling. So number 4 ya data collection is sampling. So what did we define sampling is? Yes. So sampling. This is the process. This is the process. This is the process of examining a small portion of item from the target population. This is the process. This is the process of examining. This is the process of examining a small portion of item from the target population, Small portion of item from the target population, Yeah. During election, your electioneer period, we had also some sample whereby some people could come up with, ilikuwa inaitwaje? Ile wanasema fulani ako na hii percentage fulani mahali fulani, fulani ako na hii percentage fulani mahali fulani, ilikuwa inaitwaje? Ama hamna kura? Tuseme hivi. Yeah? But you saw it on magazine, okay? Yeah, like someday before election wanakuambia so and so has this percentage, so and so has this percentage. They used to sample, they only take for like 200 people in Nairobi. They ask them, who would you vote if it come to such and such a date, okay? So the answer they give, they will now quote them as if they are now have done the election to the entire population. Are we together? Yeah, so that's the sampling you are talking about. You only take portion of part of the population, then you investigate it, and then you give that report or information to represent the entire population. So advantage of that, advantage of sampling, number 1, it is time and cost effective, So advantage you are talking, it is time and cost effective. It is time and cost effective. Number 2, we are talking about what? It is more practical. Number 3, we are talking about it is more accurate. And lastly, number 4, suitable for destructive tests. Then disadvantage. Advantage number 1, not easy to select the good sample. Select the good sample. Number 2, talking about what? It can be affected by bias. affected by bias. Number 4, information can be limited. Number 3, information can be limited. Information can be limited. Information can be limited. So those are the disadvantages. Those are the disadvantages. So you say another point. Sampling methods are classified into 2. Sampling method are classified into 2. So Roman 1, they have probabilistic, or random, or also we have non-probabilistic or non-random, non-probabilistic, or non-random, So under number 1, probabilistic. Probabilistic or random. You say, these are methods which seeks to ensure that every member of the population, these are methods which seek to ensure that every member of population has an independent equal chances of being selected. These are methods which seeks to ensure that every member of the population has an independent and equal chances of being selected, The methods are very popular. Since they are said to be fair, since they are said to be fair, they include number 1, we have simple. Number 2, we have simple. Number 2, we have stratified. Random. And 3, we have systematic random. Roman 4, we have cluster random. Then Roman 5, we have multi-stage random. Maybe we just define each one of them, then we move on, okay? Yeah, we just define each one of them. So under na hiyo simple random. You say this is where all the member of population, have equal and independent chances of being selected into a sample. This is where all the member of the population, have equal and independent chances of being selected into a sample, It is preferred where the population is homogeneous. Homogeneous. What do you mean by the term homogeneous, please? Yes, what do you mean by the term homogeneous? Homogeneous inamaanisha nini? Nakuanga homogeneous na heterogeneous. Homogeneous nakuanga nini? Mlifanya kitu inaitwa biology? Ama mlisikia tu kama mimi? Did you only heard of it? That there was a subject known as biology? Yeah, utatafuta uelewe. Number 2, stratified random sampling. Stratified random sampling. Say, when the population is not homogeneous, it is divided into groups. It is divided into groups known as strata. In such a way that all the members of strata are similar. When the population is not homogeneous, it is divided into a group known as strata in such a way that all the members of the strata are similar. The sample is then drawn from the strata. The sample is then drawn from the strata using the following steps. The sample is then drawn from the strata using the following step. Roman 1, identify the different group in the population. I'm too fast. They are saying the sample is then drawn from the strata. The sample is then drawn from the strata using the following steps. Tuko na wewe. Where am I too fast? You are getting tired. Hey. Hizo wanafunzi pia. Manual. Identify the different group in the population. Identify the different group in population. Roman 2, calculate the proportion of each group in the population. Calculate the proportion in each group in the population. Lastly, select the sample from each strata. Example. 82 student. 82 class has 20 students. 82 class has 20 students. 82 class has 20 students. Which composed of 15 ladies and 5 men. Select the sample of strata in 82 class. Select the sample of strata in 82 class. So we follow the step. Number 1, you identify the different groups. So total population ngapi? Solution. Total population 20 students. Then ladies ni ngapi? 15 ladies. Then men's Men's ni 5. So we want to, number 2, we said what? You calculate the proportion of each population. So 15 ladies, so proportion itakuwa 15 over 20 multiplied by 100%. Itakupatia ngapi? Then men's, in ladies, and then men's itakuwa 5 over 20 multiplied by 100. Itakupatia ngapi? 75%. 75% itakupatia 25%. Then the last stage, you do what? You select the sample. How do you select the sample? Select the sample. How do you select the sample? So for each strata, so we have 2 strata, we have ladies. You select how many ladies? 15 times 0.75. Watakuwa ladies ngapi watakuwa kwa sample? Then men's also 5 times 0.25. Watakuwa men's ngapi? So how many? How many? 11. Weka 12. Watakuwa 12 na watakuwa ngapi? Watakuwa wawili. So that's the sample. That's the sample. So that's how you choose. Kwa ladies utachukua 12, kwa men utachukua 2. Kwa men utachukua 2. Kwa men utachukua 2. Then number 4, cluster random. Number 4, number 3 ama 4. Tunaangalia type of random probabilistic. Hizo ndio tuna define. Yes, swali uliza. Yes. Leo hakuna kazi mingi ya calculator, lakini tunaikujia tu hapo mbele. But assignment yangu mlifanya ama turudi hapo? Mlifanya? Zilikuwa sawa ama zilikataa? Yes? Zilikuwa sawa? Ine zileta shida? Acha tumalize hii mambo ya sample alafu tuanze kuangalia hizo zileta shida. So number C, cluster random. Cluster random. You say this is identical to stratified random sample method. This is identical to stratified random sample method, but has the following differences. You are saying this is identical to stratified random sample method. This is identical to stratified random sample method, but has the following differences. Number 1, it is similar group are known as cluster instead of strata. It is similar group are known as cluster instead of strata. It is similar group are known as cluster instead of strata. It is similar group are known as cluster instead of strata. Then Roman 2, it is used where population are in different location. It is used where population are in different location. It is used where population are in different location, i.e. It is used where population are in different location, i.e. cluster are in different location, but strata are in one location. Cluster are in different location, but cluster are in one. Strata are in one location. Then number D, systematic random, systematic random, systematic random. Same. These are used in selecting items where members are arranged to occur. This is used in selecting items. This is used in selecting item where members are arranged to occur. Where members are arranged to occur in a systematic order. Where members are arranged to occur in a systematic order. The following steps are followed. The following steps are followed. The following steps are followed. Number 1. Determine the sample size required. Determine the sample size required. And the population. Determine the sample size required and the population. Determine the sample size required and the population. Command 2. Determine the sample interval K. Determine the sample interval K as, determine the sample interval K as, we take K is equal to population size over sample size, Then select at random a starting point between the first item and the first kth item. Select at random the starting point between the first item and the kth item. So in that interval. Then at interval of K, select the other member. At interval of K, select the other member. At interval of K, select the other member. So that the systematic, they are all equal in size, they are all equal in arrangement as they go, okay? Then the last one is multi-stage random sample method. Multi-stage random sample method. Multi-stage. See, this is where member of the population first divided into first sample. This is where member of the population first are divided into first sample. This is where members of the population first are divided into first sample. Then first sample are then subdivided into second small sample. Then first sample are then subdivided into second sample. And procedure continues until the desired sample is arrived at. And procedure continues until the desired sample is arrived at. And the procedure continues until the desired sample is arrived at. Number 2. So hiyo tulikuwa tunaangalia mambo ya we said we have probabilistic random and non-probabilistic random. So now probabilities random has five further method, okay? Number 1 is simple, number 2 is stratified, number 3 is cluster, number 4 is systematic, and lastly is multi-stage, okay? Then you write for non-probabilistic, number 2, Roman 2, non-probabilistic. Non-probabilistic sample, non-probabilistic sample, non-probabilistic sample. And probabilistic sample. You say this is where members of population do not have equal and independent chances of being selected into a sample. This is where members of population do not have equal and independent chances of being selected into the sample. This is where members of population do not have equal and independent chances of being selected into the sample. They are preferred where? They are preferred where? They are preferred where? Number 1, Roman 1, obtaining random sample will be too expensive. Obtaining random sample will be too expensive. They are preferred where? Roman 1, obtaining random sample will be too expensive. Obtaining random sample will be too expensive. Roman 2, the research has proper knowledge about the population. The researcher has the proper knowledge about the population. The researcher has proper knowledge about the population. So another point on it. So they include number 1, we have judgmental method. They include judgmental method. You say, they include judgmental method, you say. This is where the researcher uses optimum and judgment to select a sample. This is where the researcher uses optimum and judgment to select a sample. Roman 2, we have quarter method. You see, this is where data is divided into quarters and then sample drawn from the quarters. This is where data is divided into quarters and then sample drawn into quarters. But there is noble method. Same. This is where researcher obtain a sample. This is where researcher obtain a sample by first identifying a member. This is where the researcher obtain a sample by first identifying a member and then requesting the member to help him to identify the other member. And then requesting the member to help him to identify the other member, and then requesting the member to help him to identify the other member, and then requesting the member to help him to identify the other member. So the last one is convenience method. Convenience method. Convenience method. Convenience method. Convenience method. So that's the fourth method of non-probabilistic. So you say this is where the researcher selects items which are only convenient. This is where the researcher selects items which are only convenient. This is where researcher collects items which are only convenient. So those are the four methods of non-probabilistic. So be able, you can name them. Be able. So hapa tumesema tuko na tano. Tano ni simple. Simple, tuko na strata. Tuko na systematic, tuko na cluster, and lastly tuko na multiple stage, multi-stage. So hizi ni nne. Then we also have another now type of error that can be found in sampling. Type of error in sampling. Hizi pia ni nne, usishike tafadhali. Type of error in sampling. So you say errors is the difference between the actual and the expected value. Errors is the difference between the actual and the expected value. Errors is the difference between the actual and the expected value. Na mliona siku za uchaguzi, okay? Did you saw the error? The error was big or small? Ile walikuwa wanatoa opinion poll that fulani ako na hii percentage. Then when it came to actual, was the error big or small? Wale watu walikuwa, amsiniambia hamna kura ama hamkuona TV. Okay, wale watu mlikuwa, error ilikuwa kubwa ama kidogo? Yes? Ama nyinyi sio wanasiasa? You never follow the politics? Yes? Yeah, we had something we called opinion poll before election. Are we together? That's the kind of sampling we are talking about. Okay? Yeah, now when it comes to real election, those results, were they different from the opinion poll ama zilikuwa zinaendeana? Yeah? Haya, tuachane na hiyo, tuko hapa kwa statistic, okay? So number one, so errors can be classified as follows. Number one, biased error. You say, these are errors which are committed intentionally, e.g. rounding off figures. These are errors which are committed intentionally. These are errors which are committed intentionally. Number two, we have unbiased error. Unbiased error, whereby you say, these are errors which are not committed intentionally, but they are caused by the incompetence of the investment. These are errors which are not committed intentionally, but they are caused by incompetence of the investment. They are very difficult to rectify. Investment, they are caused by incompetence of investment. Mnataka kuinterview watu kama 200. Na mlikuwa mmesema hii mtatoa maybe 500,000 kufanya nini? Kuinterview hao watu. So na mwingine naye akataa akasema hiyo interview tutatoa 250,000 peke yake. So there will be an error because most of the thing you will be guessing, you will not get the result from the people, but you will just be guessing so that ukanyagie pesa fulani. So incompetence of the investment will cause an bias error. Are we together? So we are saying they are very difficult to rectify. They are very difficult to rectify. They are very difficult to rectify. Then we have number 3, error of origin. 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 You say, this arises when the wrong item are selected into the sample. This arises when the wrong item are selected into the sample. This arises when the wrong item are selected into sample. Then the last one is error of inadequacy. Inadequacy. Error of inadequacy. Error of inadequacy. You say this occur. Error of inadequacy. This occur when the information being used for the analysis is incomplete. This occur when the information used for the analysis is incomplete. This occur when the information used during the analysis is incomplete. And that brings us to the end of data collection. Data collection. Are we together? So tumesema kwa data collection, we say statistics. Statistics itself is a method or a process of collecting data, okay? Presenting, recording, presenting, and then interpreting. Presenting and then interpreting. So first method we have done is collection. Is collection of data. And the collection of data, we say it's divided into 4 parts. Collection of data, we say it's divided into 4 parts. Number 1, or method used in collection of data, we said there are 4 of them. Number 1, we said it is observation, whereby the researcher see by his own eye, okay? He don't need to ask or to have some people to know, but he see everything happening by his own eye. So we have advantage and disadvantage here. Then we also have interviews where now the researcher take part of those people who observe so that they tell him what happened, okay? We also have advantage and disadvantage of that. Number 3 is questionnaire. Number 3 is questionnaire, whereby you come on now questioning about something that you are interested in knowing about it. And number 4 is sampling. Number 4 is sampling. And sampling itself, we said, is divided into 2, okay? Whereby we have probabilistic random sampling and unprobabilistic random sampling. So for probabilistic is where now the researcher assumes that every member has an independent and fair chances to be selected in the sample. Are we together? And other probabilistic, we have 5 methods. We have symbol, strata, questionnaire, cluster, and multi-stage. Then we have another type of sample whereby we have non-probabilistic, where now the researcher assumes that every member does not have equal chance to be selected in the sample. Na hapa kuna method 4 za kutumia. We have judgmental, we have quarter, we have snowball, and we have convenience method. But since sampling is all about guessing, or it's all about coming with the information that we could rely on, we have some errors that can be made in sampling. We have some errors that can be made in sampling. Number 1, we have bias error. And bias error, error of origin, and error of inadequacy. Kuna swali? Hiyo ndio first part ya statistic, method of collection of statistics. So our next class tutaangalia mambo ya presentation, method of presentation of statistics. Na hapo ndio mtihani sasa inakuja hapo ndio utapata swali imekuja na 10 marks, 14 marks ama 12 marks. Are we together? Unaambiwa maybe you draw a tabular, you draw a histogram or you draw a ni mingi. Tuko na histogram, tuko na time series graphs, tuko na bar chart, tuko na pictograph, tuko na frequency curved table. So we shall see all those when we come to that. Are we together? Yeah, can you tell me those questions that I gave out na ile uliona ilikuwa ngumu kwako, so that tutoke hapo na tutoke kabisa. Ukipatana nayo kwa mtihani pite. Yes, which question? 2018 question 3C. Question 3C. 2018 question 3C inasema nini? Mtanisaidia hapo. 2018 question 3, na usiniambia tu huku jaribu. Sasa unakuja kuniambia mimi nifanye. Tafadhali niambie ile swali ulijaribu na ukafanya. 2018 question 3C inasema nini? Question 3C ni Mei ama November? Yes? Ni Mei ama November? November 2018 question 3C. Umeambiwa a Kenyan business import 15,000 gold chain from US costing 75 per chain, okay? I'll import how much? So number of item, number of gold chain. Number of gold chain ilikuwa ngapi? 15,000. 15,000. Na tumeambiwa per gold chain ilikuwa 75 US dollar. How many US dollar did he spend? How many US dollar did he spend? Yes? 1,125,000, okay? Yeah, convert that into Kenyan shilling. Itakuwa 1,125,000 multiplied by $1 is equal to how many? 95 shilling according to the question. Itakuwa pesa ngapi? Kenyan shilling? Yes, 106. 106,8 74,000. 75,000. Hiyo ndio cost ya hizo dola. Then we are told the business incurred additional expense as follows. Freight charges. Kuja hapo freight charges. Freight charges. Alichajiwa ngapi? 40,000. Chajiwa 40,000. Then tuna insurance on consignment. Insurance ilikuwa ngapi? 90,000. Then custom duty per chain. Custom duty ilikuwa 150 multiplied by how many chain did he bought? 15,000. 15,000. Alilipa pesa ngapi kwa custom duty? Alipa pesa ngapi? 225. 225. Soma hiyo. 2,250. 2,250. So total cost ilikuwa ngapi? Hadi hizi vitu zote anzia kwa hii word mpaka chini itakuwa ngapi? John, nimesema watu hadi wewe bado unasoma swali. Ama calculator hujabeba leo? Add. Yes, backbencher umepata ngapi? Yes, what is that? 2,906,000. Hey. 109, 255,000, 255,000. 109, 255,000. That was the cost of the consignment in Kenyan shilling. Then the price at which the businessman should sell each chain to make a profit, and to make a profit of is it 15%? Hiyo inaonekana ni 15% ama ni ngapi? 15% of the, so add profit. Profit yake anataka 15% ya hiyo pesa 109, 255,000. Tapata profit ya ngapi? Yes, 16,388 to 50. So total sale ni ngapi? Total sale itakuwa ngapi? $125,643 to 50. Okay, so sale per item itakuwa 125,643 to 50 divided by 15,000. Takupatia ngapi? 93, 83, 8376. Yes, 8,376.2 in Kenyan shillings. Kuna shida? Swali lingine? August 2021. August 2021 question. Question what? 3C. Hiyo ya John White. John White. Hebu nione wangapi waliattempt hizi maswali. Ndio wengine tunaweza kuwa tunafanya tu na ndio tunafanya mara ya kwanza. Hauna question paper? So August 2021 question 3C. August 2021 question 3C. August 2021 question 3C. Nakwambia John White, a Canadian customer, came to Kenya with 24,000 sterling pounds. Okay? Alikuja into Kenya with 24,000 sterling pounds. So John White alikuwa na pesa ngapi? 24,000 sterling pounds, and then 5,000 United States, USD ilikuwa 5,000. Hii ni sterling pound. Andiko aje? USD ilikuwa 5,000. He exchanged all the money into Kenyan shilling, paying the bank commission of 0.5. So he exchanged all the money in Kenya 151, na hiyo multiply na 102. Takupatia pesa ngapi? Then you add all of them. Takupatia pesa ngapi? Ya kwanza takupatia ngapi? 36, 24, 24,000, 36 million, 36, 24,000. So inasoma kama 3,624,000. So na itakupatia ngapi? Yes? 510,000. So ukiadi itakupatia total ya ngapi? 4 million, 34. 34. 34,000. Then tukaanza cost. So exchange cost ama bank cost alilipwa 0.005 times hiyo pesa itakuwa ngapi? 41, 34,000 itakupatia ngapi? Yes, 20,670 ndio alilipa. Then he stayed in Kenya for 14 days spending 60,000. So accommodation ilikuwa 14 days spending 60,000 per day. Itakuwa ngapi? Ulitumia pesa ngapi? Yes, 840,000. Then per day on food accommodation. He also incurred Kenya shilling 51.5 million purchase an artifact. So artifact, I'll spend 1.5 kununua hiyo artifact and sovereign back to home. At the end of the visit, John White purchased an air ticket. So air ticket ilikuwa ngapi? 100,000, and then converted the remaining money into the Canadian dollars. So alikuwa na ngapi? Alikuwa amespend ngapi? Hizi ni kutoa, hizi utatoa. Alibaki na pesa ngapi? Remaining now, so that we get the bank charges yenye alitumia, which itakuwa 1.5 over 100 multiplied by hii ni ngapi? $16,73,330. So hii ni 1 million. So multiply na hiyo 1673 multiply 1.5 divide na 100. 23,330. Itakuwa 25,09 9.9. So alibaki pesa ngapi? Toa kwa hiyo kwa 1673,330 minus hii itakupatia ngapi? 16 what? 48. Okay, 230. Hiyo ndio pesa alibaki nayo, 1648 230. Hiyo ndio pesa alibaki nayo. Then hii ni Kenyan shilling, but 1 Kenyan shilling, 1 Canadian dollar is equivalent to how many Kenyan shilling? 83. So divide your pesa na 83. What about 1648 230? Alienda na ngapi? 48 230 divided by 83 itakuwa 19,815 858